We got another Lenovo laptop which seemingly came with a BIOS failure. Seems like it turns on, but no picture. And it just stays like that. We can see sometimes a backlight on the keyboard, sometimes not, depending on the state of the failure. If you check inside, we can see that the fans are spinning. There you go. So they're spinning for a bit and then they stop. And the CPU warms up. It's usually indication that we have a BIOS failure. Probably corrupted BIOS came through. Corrupted update came through and failed the BIOS. So this is the BIOS chip with this model, which we will be taking out and reprogramming. So we have a metal shield underneath this PCB board, so we won't be taking it out. We just want to get this solder mixed with a low melt solder, so it can be easier for us to pull it on a lower temperature. Let's get some solder onto these pins and we will take it out. And this is the BIOS chip, so let's clear it up and put it in the programmer. So we have a little dot which marks pin 1 and it goes this way, so this is 25. I'll check under the microscope. So this is a what is it, 25Q128 J, is that J? JVS. Alright, so 25Q JVS. Looking at the specs, it's a 3.3 volt 3.3 volt win bond, meaning that we won't be needing a 1.8 volt adapter, and it's a 24 series, so it will go on the first one here. And let's get our programmer, hopefully detect that chip. Okay. Detect. It said that actually we need an adapter 128GW. That's not the one which we selected. Actually it's a 25 series, so should be on the second socket, because the first one is for 24 series. Second one is for 25. Let's see if it will get detected now. Yeah, there you go. Just zoom in. So double kit 128 JV is the series. Awesome. We can read the content. So let's make a backup. So we downloaded the Extreme BIOS. Here. So we have the BIOS ready. Meanwhile, we are dumping the memory of this little BIOS chip, which was soldered onto the motherboard, just right here. So we need to take the memory out and then flush a new memory, which hopefully will have the non-corrupted proper configuration. Okay, so we're done with our backup. And let's load our file and do erase, verify, and program. Write and verify. Yes. Erase the memory. Let's just monitor it. Okay, so while waiting for the chip to finish programming, let's apply some lead-free solder so it can be easier for us to solder. Okay, so we're done with programming. Let's get this nice little chip out and get it back. So pin 1 is there in the corner. There you go. So pin 1 is in the corner here, and we will get to it. Let's zoom in a bit. There we go. It's a bit hard when we are trying to solder and record at the same time, but we will do this. Alright. Let's position it nicely and go through it. So because we have a low melt solder, this should melt pretty quickly. And we are ready. So let's nicely clean the wound so that flux won't corrode the traces or the chips, and we should be good to go. Alright, cool enough. Let's connect the battery and see if there's gonna be any difference. Come on. Fans are spinning. Oh, there you go. Number, press enter. That's okay. Let's press enter. Beautiful. It was a corrupted BIOS, as expected. More and more Lenovo's we're getting these days with this corrupted BIOS issue. Just extremely unreliable laptops. Same with the HPs. Just, yeah, more and more disposable devices we see. Alright, so system board serial number, machine type 20 EMF. Okay, all good. This should now be able to reboot into the Windows operating system. Another problem with this laptop is that the hinges are very flappy. And if we leave them like this, the pressure will break either the glass, this touchscreen glass, or the back cover. So we've seen it before. We have so many videos of hinge repairs. This is the preventative process. If you service your device on a regular basis and tighten up these hinges, which is the full service which we offer, you won't have those broken Lenovo hinge issues. So let's get into it so I can show how we do this repair. One more screw here. And the screen is out. Should slide sideways. Okay, in this case it's with the clips at the bottom, just down here. We can just pry them with our opener. There you go. So look at these hinges. Okay, so the screws for the hinges are under the glass, and this is how the glass breaks. So let's remove the glass. Imagine how much work we need to do just to tighten those hinges. And hence the reason why we have two levels of service, basic and full service. So you can see here, I'll just zoom in a bit, how the plastics already broke. And this is what we see, more and more tighter these hinges became, more damage it does. So we should be able to slide this one through. So just unclip this touch. I don't need to mention that this is a very fragile screen, and we had so many cases where customers DIY'd and broke the screen. This can be $700 job if we break the screen. So here are the hinges. Yep. can see how loose they are. On top of that, they loose here as well. So ideally this hinges needs to be replaced, but customer doesn't have time for that now. So we will just oil and release the nuts and tighten here as much as we can, so we can have a strong grip on this. That's it. Okay, so let's release these nuts a bit. Okay, a bit more smoother, and we will put some oil on them. We will also offer to replace these hinges to the customer. If they are happy with that, then we can replace the hinges as well. But we don't have a local stock on them, so it will have to be international order, which takes at least a month. And customer needs this device on daily basis. There you go. Just want these hinges to be very smooth. Okay, we're done with that. Let's put these ones back. Okay. Come on. Hopefully you guys like this type of long content. It takes us longer, obviously, to do them rather than just quick snapshots. So let us know in the comments if you like this type of a long content, or would you prefer just the breaking news headlines. Yes, understandably, not everybody have time to watch long, couple hours YouTube videos. All right, so we're done with this. Let's oil the hinges now. Like any mechanical part, laptop hinges also have a moving mechanism, which needs to be regularly cleaned, serviced, and oiled up. So we'll put the screen back and we will test further. Okay, so assembled the hinges. It's a bit better, so it's smoother to open and close, but we do have that flappiness still there, mainly because the hinge cylinder has widened its support area and it's moving forward backwards. So these hinges will have to be replaced if customer wants to avoid that flappiness. So we spoke with the customer. He's so far okay to stay with them and not wait for the delivery times. Okay. That's all right. We need to set date and time. There you go. Windows is loading. Excellent. Another successfully repaired Lenovo laptop with a BIOS corruption. But one advice which we can give people is do not use that Lenovo vintage tool, because it can update the BIOS while machine is running on a battery, and it runs out of battery and crashes or corrupts. Or in general, try to avoid any Windows updates while the machine is not connected to a charger, or if it's overwhelmed, like lots of apps running in the background. Or even if you don't have a good internet connection, sometimes we get corrupted BIOS or damaged operating systems from updates installed through a unstable patchy Wi-Fi. So thank you guys for watching. If you need this service, and if you're located in South Australia, give us a call. We're here to help. And if you like this video, obviously, feel free to subscribe and follow us on our social medias. And if you have a question, drop it in the comments. So yeah, check our other videos, how we go with these repairs. And yeah, take care of yourself.